I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. My aim set for the sky, so I wrote 2 letters.
I don't know who needed to hear this. I'm just leaving from the gym. I'm really talking to myself. But when you healing from a situation, you can't go back and entertain that situation in no form or fashion. You cannot, because you still emotionally entertaining that and you caught up, and it's keeping you from moving forward and receiving the blessings that God may have in store for you. So you gotta let it go. It's gonna be painful. And we forgive, we good people. We wanna accept people that hurt us back into our lives. But if it's in the past, it's in the past for a reason. If this person got a kick out of watching you suffer, then with friends like that, you don't need any enemies. So we forgive so we don't harbor resentment. But moving forward, you cannot entertain it in any form or fashion. You have to let it go so you can truly heal from it. And you can receive the things that's coming into your life. Because if you hold on to things in the past, you can't move forward. Just let it go. I love you.
Yo, 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 what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jay Sin, coming back with another one, man. And I wanted y'all to see that clip from Kevin Gates, man, one of the SR warriors that's out here putting it down, man, dropping gems, man. And he is 100% correct, man. Listen, the more we hang on to some of those things that we are trying to let go, listen, you will still continue to be attached to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's saying. You know, if you don't let that shit go all the way, then guess what? There's no way that you can move forward fully how you want to and how you need to receive the blessings and the healing that you need. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you could do it. So you gotta cut all of those ties, man. It doesn't matter if it's with relationships. It doesn't matter if it's with substance, you know what I mean? Pornography, anything that held you back, bro. Anything that held you back. Anything that you're trying to heal from, no matter what it is, you gotta let that shit go. And I know how hard it is too, man. I was the same way, man, when I was trying to move on from some of my past relationships, you know what I'm saying? Keeping contact and shit like that, trying to do the whole friend thing and going back and doing all of that shit, bro. Listen, man, not only was that now not allowing her to heal, but I wasn't allowing myself to heal either. And I couldn't move forward from that. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing goes with substance and anything that may have hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I can't just sit there and say, oh, you know what I mean? I'm trying to stop drinking, but every once in a while I'll take a shot or something like that. You know, you still hold on to that. You can't move forward if you still dipping and dabbing in some of that old shit, whether it's pussy, drinking, anything you trying to get over. You know what I'm saying? If it hurt you, you gotta find a way to move forward. You know what I mean? If pornography that held you back for so long, you can't be going back every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that, oh, I'ma just fap. You know what I mean? 2 times a week. You do that when you when you just starting out. You know what I'm saying? I understand it when you just starting out and it's like, yo, you know what? I'ma wean myself off of that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it with substance too. Sometimes you got to do that with substance too. Because when I made the decision to get sober, I didn't even make the decision to get sober yet. I just knew I needed to stop drinking. So guess what? I stopped drinking every day and then I made it a weekend thing. And then I was doing the weekend thing, but guess what? Because I was still drinking and made it a weekend thing, I was still doing the drugs with it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew if I wanted to stop the drugs and the alcohol, I had to cut that shit completely. You know what I'm saying? Because I was holding on to the alcohol, it was still inviting the drugs in. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that when it comes to these relationships, if you still hold on and trying to keep in contact with an old broad that you was trying to get over, you know what I mean? That, you know, that hurt you or y'all hurt each other, bro. Listen, you got to move on. You got to skip that friendship. You got to skip all that shit. And I know it's hard. It's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a genuine care for some of these people. You know what I mean? They didn't do nothing that malicious. And it was like, yo, it could have been an even split. You know, y'all could have been fucking each other over or did each other wrong. And therefore, you still got that that false sense of hope. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even know that you got that false hope. And you know what I mean? That where you hoping that y'all could still probably get back together at some point, man. But listen, dog, you gotta let that shit go. You gotta let it go so you can move forward. Like Kevin Gates said, bro, there's no way that you can continue to hold on to all these things. There's no way that you can continue to hold on to pornography, fapping, bad relationships, drugs, all of that shit, alcohol, escapism in general. There's no way that you can hold on to those things and receive the blessings and heal. You gotta heal first before the other blessings come in. If you're not healed, bro, listen, man, bro, it's not gonna work out for you. You know, you're gonna still have an attachment to the bullshit. You still gonna have an attachment to the bullshit. So sometimes, man, you gotta cut all ties. And it's tough, you know, because you may still know people that talk to the girl, you know what I mean, that you was trying to disconnect from. You know what I mean? And it be tough, man, because sometimes you interact with people that will still bring her around. You know, y'all still got the same friends and shit. And sometimes you got to make that decision to cut everybody off. You got to cut everything, all ties to that shit, dog. You know what I mean? It worked the same way, man. You can't just half-ass do it. And this is a struggle that I've had for a long time. With all types of shit, man. So I know what y'all going through, man. But I still gotta pass this message because this is something, like he said, he was talking to himself in that. So he putting it out there that he have his struggles with this. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to cut all ties like that, especially when you were so invested in something, especially when you know it's still a genuine care, a genuine love for some of the people or the things that you was involved in. But man, listen, bruh, you gotta do what you gotta do. You trying to grow right now. You ain't trying to go backwards. But some of that shit, if you keeping those attachments, bro, you still holding on to that false hope and all of that shit. When you holding on and still keeping a line keeping your line open and all that shit, bro, that shit could pull your ass back in. You know what I'm saying? Because you not cutting all ties, bro. That shit still got a hold of you. So you got to know when to just call it quits and cut everything that's attached to this shit. You got to know when to call it quits and cut everything that's attached to it. I don't care if it's some of the females' family members. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people try to stay in contact through the family. You saw y'all stick close to each other just because she knows such and such and you know such and such. Nah, you gotta cut all that shit. You can't half-ass do this shit, man. Even on this journey, bro. You know what I mean? If you trying to retain, you gotta stay away from certain things that could knock you off your guard, take you off balance, and make you go back to who you was, bro. If you on no fat, bro, you gotta cut all that shit. Even if you gotta go through your Instagram and cut off all of that shit that end up being triggers for you, cut all of the people that you follow that like twerking, shaking ass, even the bitches that just don't even be shaking no ass but just got a pretty face, bro. A pretty face can be a motherfucking trigger too. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta cut some of these apps too if you have to. You know what I mean? If motherfuckers and people don't want to talk about this shit, but social media got a real hold of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, one better than the other or one worse than the other, but I knew I had to get off Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Not only because I was trying to change my life, but I knew the mental effects that it was having on me in my brain, dog. I knew the effects that it was having on my productivity, bro. My health, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even my job, because I had to be on there doing all this shit. And then I find myself wanting to be accepted by motherfuckers that don't mean shit to me, that's nobody. It's like, yo, when you gotta wake the fuck up. But it's up to you to make these boss moves. You gotta make the call. Don't let it be something dramatic that happens, something drastic happen in your life, and then you want to make these changes. No, man. When you feel something going on with you, you gotta make the boss move, the decision to cut that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you staying attached to a old relationship, you staying in contact with some of these old bitches and shit, and you feel like you're not moving forward in your life, you feel like you kind of sinking back into that when you know it don't mean you no good, you gotta cut the ties, you gotta make the call. You gotta make the call. You gotta know these triggers and shit that's getting you mad, that's making you go backwards, bro. You gotta understand, if you don't clear that fucking table off, won't nothing new come into your life. No new relationships, no new women, no new blessings, none of that shit. No new opportunities will be available for you because you not clearing your space up. You not cleaning your house up, bruh. You not cleaning your mind up. You not cleaning this up, bro. This is a part of the shadow work that we do. We gotta clean this out. We gotta get rid of all of that filth and all of that bullshit and all of that addiction and all of that shit that kept us going back, that kept us down, kept us in rock bottom. This shit that kept us in chains, my nigga. So why would you want to go back to that? Don't even entertain it. We be good at that shit too. Us as men, we like entertaining the ideas and shit. And I don't know if it's just our ego or what it is, bruh. Sometimes a motherfucker may get lonely, get to thinking about an old chick and all that other shit. All of that past shit, bro, we gotta let it go. This me talking to myself too. Just like Kevin Gates was talking to himself too, man. Listen, bruh, this me talking to me. You gotta talk to you. You the boss of your own life. So you gotta make the call, man. Cut all ties. You got nothing. Listen, man, you got the whole world in front of you. You got all these blessings just waiting to land on you. Waiting to land right in front of you. Waiting to land on your table. Waiting to land on your life. So you can move forward, but you will never move forward if you keep holding on to some of these things that held you back. Porn held you back. Drugs held you back, bro. Some of them badass relationships held you back, dog. It's time to cut that shit. Some of them friendships didn't mean you no good. They kept you in the same spot. Them friendships held you back, bro. You gotta cut all that shit. You gotta cut all of it. And that's a part of the glow up, nigga. That's a part of becoming a boss of your life. The Most High been sending you messages to do this shit, but you didn't want to. And I understand, bro. I understand wholeheartedly, my nigga. But we gotta do it. We got a lot to do in this life. We got a lot coming to us, bro. We got a lot coming to us because we putting in this motherfucking work. So we gotta continue that. And we can't let no chains, no strings, none of that shit hold us back. Because we ain't gonna even give these motherfuckers the opportunity or even the possibility of pulling us back into where the fuck we came from. We not doing that, alright? So remember that, moving forward, alright? And that's my word, man. My name Jay Sinn and Sinn-Take. I'll let y'all later, man. Peace.
I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. I got that mo better blues, I wanna do better. My aim set for the sky, so I wrote 2 letters.